feature of Christianity is it teaches that there is a creator that brought the universe into existence out of nothing. But yet there are some people who challenge the notion that Scripture teaches creation ex nihilo, creation out of nothing. Is this really the case? I'm joined today by Dr. Ken Keithley, a Christian scholar and a professor of theology at Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary in Wake Forest. Ken, first of all, does the Bible teach creation out of nothing, or does it teach something else in terms of God's relationship to the creation?
Well, the short answer about the Bible as a whole is that it definitely teaches creatio ex nihilo, that God, without any assistance or the use of pre-existing materials, brought the world into existence by His will. This is the teaching of the Bible and has been held as the teaching of the church throughout its history. This is not an insignificant thing. I mean, in the early days of the church, the struggle and the debate was not between creation and evolution, or young earth versus old earth. The debate back then was between creation and eternalism. And the pagan philosophers argued that the universe is eternal, even if there is some deity of some kind that created. He created out of pre-existing materials, or else it's always eternally been here. And of course, what that results in is any kind of thinking like that is you do not have a deity who's actually sovereign over creation. Nor can you automatically understand creation to be something worth saving and intrinsically good. You know, the Gnostics, one of the things the Gnostics taught, which was Gnosticism was an early heresy attacking the church, is that they taught that the world was worthless and that the only thing that we could hope for is to be saved out of the world, and that the world was a mistake and it's intrinsically bad and evil. Well, Christians don't believe that. We believe that the world has been impacted by human rebellion and sin, but this is a good world that's been created by a good God. Well, if God created, there's only, logically, three options. Either God created out of Himself, which would be pantheism, or He created out of something other than Himself that is also eternally existing. That would be dualism. Or the third option is that He created out of nothing, and that's creatio ex nihilo, and that's theism. And what that does is that you have a couple of things. Two, you have God who is truly sovereign over creation. And that's what you see in Genesis chapter 1. Creation does exactly what He says. When He says, let there be light, voila, there's light. When He says, let the land separate from the waters, it happens. This is because He is sovereign over it. Second, it also lets us know that even though there is an evil and that there are bad things in this present world, it's not the way things were intended, nor is it the way things always will be. In every other system, whether it's pantheism or dualism, there is no expectation of an ultimate victory over evil. And the fact that God created the world out of nothing, that He also created creatures who had significant free will. You say, how significant was the free will? Free enough that we rebelled. And I'm not just thinking of humans, but I'm thinking now of the satanic rebellion. It's important that we remember that Adam joined a rebellion that was already underway. That even though there has been this rebellion, this is not the way it's supposed to be, nor is it the way that it ultimately will be. And so the doctrine of creatio ex nihilo, combined with the doctrine of a historical fall, are two of the most optimistic doctrines that one could ever hope for, because it lets us know that God, a good God, created us, and He's not thrown us in the trash bin. He's not forsaken us. He has decided to save us. And that's what we see in the next story, our next point in the story of redemption, is our God coming to us in the person of Jesus Christ. And He has done that which Adam failed to do, lived the life that we have not lived, died the death we don't want to die, and has been risen from the dead in a way that assures our eventual resurrection. This is all predicated on the notion of creatio ex nihilo and a historical fall. And so those doctrines really do matter.